Chosen one. Stop for a moment. This message isn't here to frighten you. It's here to protect you. You didn't stumble upon this by accident. Every second of timing, every pause that brought you here was orchestrated with precision. God doesn't always warn with thunder, fire, or visible signs. Often the warning comes quietly, as a subtle hesitation in your chest, a question that won't leave your mind, a feeling that something isn't aligning even when everything looks fine on the surface. Have you felt that uneasy whisper lately? That shadow of doubt that you tried to ignore? That is divine guidance knocking gently on your soul. Chosen one, if you've been questioning a relationship recently, if your heart has sensed imbalance, inconsistency, or misalignment, this is your confirmation to pay attention. This is not about fear. It's about awareness. It's about learning to trust what your spirit already knows, but your mind has been rationalizing away. Relationships shape energy, and energy shapes destiny. God's warning is subtle but critical. Some connections, no matter how familiar or close, may not serve your growth. Some may slowly drain your peace while pretending to nurture it. Some may even redirect your path away from your purpose without you realizing it. And chosen one, before we go deeper, pause for a moment. Hit subscribe and comment Amen if your spirit is already responding, because this message is about to speak directly to you. Take this as a spiritual step, not a click, a commitment to your awareness, a recognition that your energy, your peace, and your calling deserve protection. There is a divine rhythm at play here. The investigation is slow, patient, and precise. Heaven is revealing what the eyes cannot always see: patterns of inconsistency, whispers of misalignment, and signs that a relationship might subtly harm your spirit if unchecked. Light often moves behind shadow before it illuminates the truth. And what is about to be revealed to you is not coincidence. It is intentional. It is carefully timed for your growth, your safety, and your clarity. Chosen one, prepare yourself to recognize the signals, to honor the hesitation, and to protect your peace. This is not about cutting off love or condemning another. It's about safeguarding your spiritual path. A hidden truth is ready to surface, and it will align your heart with what is meant for your highest good. Pay close attention, because this message was delivered for you, and you are ready to see it clearly. Chosen one, this is where the message touches the deepest layers of your awareness, the part of you that already knows before your mind can explain it. The warning you are receiving does not come through words, arguments, or dramatic events. It comes through your feelings, that quiet unease, the subtle heaviness in your chest, the lingering tension after conversations, or even the sense of being slightly off balance. These are not coincidences. They are signals from your spirit, finely tuned by God, guiding you toward clarity and protection. Have you noticed how sometimes a relationship leaves you questioning your own peace, as if something invisible is draining your energy? That is not imagination. That is divine guidance. Peace doesn't need justification. It doesn't need proof. When something aligns with your highest good, it feels natural, effortless, and expansive. You walk away lighter, calmer, more centered in yourself. Discomfort, on the other hand, is the opposite. It signals that something is misaligned, not necessarily in intention, but in impact. Chosen one, this is important. Intention does not override effect. Someone can care for you deeply, yet their presence can still leave you unsettled, confused, or depleted. Your energy knows the truth even before your logic can catch up. Can you feel that distinction deep in your body? That difference between expansion and subtle contraction? The warning embedded in your feelings is not meant to scare you. It is meant to protect you. Each time you dismiss a creeping tension or rationalize away a subtle discomfort, you delay clarity, and your spirit continues to absorb unnecessary strain. But when you honor the signals, when you acknowledge the unease, reflect on the interactions, and track the patterns, you begin to see the truth naturally. Discomfort is a teacher. It whispers, "Pay attention. This is important. Guard your heart." It does not require confrontation. It does not require drama. It only requires honesty with yourself. Chosen one, ask yourself, after interacting with this person, do you feel lighter or heavier? Clear or confused? Expanded or contracted? These answers are already present in your body, in your energy, in the rhythm of your breathing. God communicates through these subtle truths because they are immediate, accurate, and protective. You do not need anyone else to validate them. You only need to trust your own awareness. Your feelings are sacred. They are an instrument of discernment designed to guide you away from harm and toward alignment. This is the first line of protection, an internal compass pointing clearly to what nourishes you and what subtly diminishes you. The warning has arrived not through argument, not through criticism, but through your own embodied wisdom. That is why it is so urgent, yet so quiet. It's a nudge that asks for attention, a signal that must be felt to be understood. Chosen one, this is your call to listen, not to react, not to fear, but to observe honestly, honor your peace, and allow your body and spirit to show you the truth. Discomfort is not a curse. It is a divine alert. It is the first step in understanding whether this relationship supports your soul or subtly hinders it. And once you begin to pay attention, clarity will rise quietly, naturally, and prophetically, showing you exactly where your boundaries, energy, and heart must be guarded. Chosen one, this is where the message becomes urgent, not in volume, but in the weight it carries for your spirit. A relationship that drains rather than strengthens is never neutral. It doesn't just fail to uplift you, it quietly erodes your energy, your confidence, your clarity, and even your sense of self. Have you noticed that after certain interactions, you feel tired, mentally cluttered, or emotionally heavy, as if you've been carrying more than your own share of energy? That is a signal from God. That is a divine whisper asking you to pay attention. Your spirit is telling you, this connection is not designed to build you, and ignoring it will cost more than you realize. Healthy relationships always leave you feeling stronger, not smaller. They bring clarity instead of confusion, support instead of doubt, and growth instead of stagnation. You leave conversations inspired rather than drained, your mind aligned rather than scattered, your heart lighter rather than burdened. Have you been asking yourself lately, why do I feel weighed down after speaking with this person? Why do I question my choices, my boundaries, my judgment? That is not coincidence. That is the first indicator that this relationship is subtly misaligned with your path. Chosen one, God is warning you because your energy is sacred, your time is sacred, your emotional bandwidth is sacred. Every conversation, every interaction, every connection either builds your light or chips away at it. And when something repeatedly weakens you, it is not meant to remain in your life, at least not in the same way. This is not about assigning blame. It is not about anger or punishment. It is about awareness, about alignment, about honoring the divine rhythm that guides you toward safety, growth, and peace. Ask yourself, do I feel supported after speaking with them? Do I feel confident, inspired, or encouraged? Or do I feel anxious, confused, and heavy-hearted. These feelings are not trivial. They are the body's language for divine guidance, the signals that your soul has been waiting for you to recognize. God communicates in subtle ways, often through energy and impact, rather than words alone. And this is one of those moments where He is speaking clearly. When a connection drains you instead of building you, it is a warning, a sacred alert, to reevaluate how much space, time, and access that person has in your life. This is not about running from people. It is about standing firmly in your own energy and allowing space to see clearly. The goal is not fear or separation, but awareness. It is about understanding that alignment never requires sacrifice of your peace. It is about noticing what lifts you and what pulls you down. It is about protecting your spiritual foundation, your clarity, and your calling. Chosen one, take a deep breath and feel the truth of your own body. The fatigue you sense after this relationship is not weakness. It is a signal. It is divine protection. It is a light guiding you away from what does not serve you and toward what will strengthen, nourish, and elevate your spirit. God warns not to punish, He warns to protect. And your awareness is the key that turns warning into wisdom. Stay present. Observe without reacting. Feel without rationalizing. Because in this energy, clarity emerges naturally, and the next step for your heart and soul will become unmistakably clear. This relationship is revealing itself, not through drama, but through the weight it leaves behind. And that weight is your invitation to choose alignment, choose peace, and choose the life that honors the sacred calling on your spirit. Chosen one, this is where clarity begins to pierce through the shadows. There is a subtle but unmistakable tension you may have been feeling, the kind that leaves your heart uneasy, even when your mind wants to rationalize it. In this relationship, words and actions are not aligning. They say the right things, speak support, promise loyalty, or even express care. But when you watch closely, their behavior tells another story. Have you noticed the mismatch? The quiet discrepancies that whisper to your spirit, something is off? That is not imagination. That is your intuition, alerting you to patterns, not promises. Words are easy. They require little effort, little presence, and no consistent alignment. Actions, however, carry weight. They reveal true intention, true alignment, and true energy. Someone may speak love, but their presence leaves tension. They may promise support, yet show up inconsistently or disappear in moments that matter most. That is not maliciousness in every case. Chosen one. Sometimes it is misalignment, immaturity, or simply a different rhythm in life. But the effect on your spirit is real, and your spirit always knows before your mind can catch up. Ask yourself, after their words, how do I feel? Does my chest relax, or does it tighten? Does my mind settle, or does it replay contradictions? Chosen one, God warns you in these moments because patterns are prophetic. Patterns reveal what a single moment cannot. A promise made once may feel comforting. A kind word may lift your heart temporarily. But when the behavior does not match, the pattern forms a map of where energy flows, where alignment exists, and where confusion persists. Can you see how consistency, over time, is the truest measure of trust and safety? This is why discernment matters. God is not asking you to react impulsively or accuse someone unjustly. He is asking you to observe patiently, to notice how energy is exchanged, how trust is upheld or eroded, and how your peace responds over time. Truth is revealed through repetition, through the subtle, quiet patterns that your intuition already detects, but your hope may try to override. Are you paying attention to those recurring moments that make your spirit pause, or do you brush them off with rationalizations? Chosen one, confusion comes when promises outweigh behavior. Peace comes when actions consistently honor words. That is why this alignment, or lack thereof, is so important. This is not about labeling someone bad or doubting love. It is about safeguarding your energy, your clarity, and your path. When words and actions do not align, your spirit feels it first. It is subtle, sometimes almost invisible, but it leaves a mark on your energy. Take a deep breath and feel into it. Where in your life have you been trusting what was spoken more than what was shown? Where have you ignored a whisper of truth because it was easier to believe in a promise than observe the reality? That whisper is divine guidance, chosen one. It is God nudging you toward alignment, protection, and spiritual clarity. Remember this: behavior is the language of truth. Words are often decoration, actions are evidence. Pay attention to the patterns, not the promises. Observe quietly, trust your intuition, and allow divine timing to illuminate what truly supports your growth. Because in this discernment, clarity rises, and your peace begins to anchor firmly, even amid complexity. And once the patterns reveal themselves fully, the path forward will become unmistakably clear. Chosen one, this is where the message turns directly to your sovereignty, your energy, and your sacred space. There is a subtle pressure in some relationships that often goes unnoticed at first. A pressure that whispers guilt when you say no, that nudges you to overgive when your heart is already full, or that plants fear when you consider asserting your needs. Have you felt that quiet weight, that internal tug, telling you to accommodate, justify, or shrink yourself to maintain the connection? That is not your weakness. That is a signal, a divine alert, that your boundaries are being tested. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are sacred lines that protect your energy, your clarity, and your peace. When someone's presence consistently triggers hesitation, doubt, or guilt, it is your spirit raising a flag. It is not random discomfort. It is divine guidance showing you what aligns with your growth and what subtly misaligns. Ask yourself, chosen one, when I say no, do I feel respected? When I pause or step back, do I feel supported? Or do I feel tension, subtle anger, or expectation? These answers are already within you, waiting for you to acknowledge them. Any relationship that requires you to abandon self-respect, your truth, or your boundaries is not designed to build you. It may appear nurturing on the surface. Words may sound encouraging, promises may feel sincere, but alignment is felt, not argued. True support allows you to hold your ground without fear. True love respects your limits, understands your needs, and honors your intuition. And when these elements are absent, the connection begins to drain instead of strengthen, slowly eroding your energy over time. Chosen one, the pressure to overgive or explain yourself is not a small detail. It is a signpost from the universe. God does not ask you to sacrifice your peace to maintain someone else's comfort. That is a trap of energy misalignment, a quiet test of self-awareness. Every time you ignore your intuition or override your boundaries, confusion creeps in, doubt grows, and your clarity diminishes. And you were not created to live this way. You were created to walk in alignment, anchored in discernment, and guided by your own spiritual awareness. Notice the feelings that arise in this dynamic: the tension in your chest, the hesitation in your voice, the subtle internal compromise of your truth. These are not signs of failure. They are divine nudges asking you to reflect. Am I shrinking to fit this relationship? Am I overextending to maintain someone else's sense of control? Am I compromising my peace for the sake of perceived loyalty or love? Awareness of these questions is the first step toward realignment. Chosen one. Boundaries are the language of your soul. When they are respected, peace flows effortlessly. When they are pressured, energy contracts, clarity blurs, and your path becomes heavy. This is not a call to sever connection impulsively. It is a call to observe, feel, and honor your limits. It is a call to reclaim your energy without guilt, without fear, and without hesitation. Take a deep breath and feel this truth. Your self-respect is sacred. Your intuition is precise. Your boundaries are divinely designed to protect your path, your growth, and your peace. Any pressure to compromise them is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of misalignment in the relationship. And once you acknowledge this, clarity will rise, your energy will stabilize, and your next steps will align with the life you are meant to live. Stand firm, chosen one. Honor your limits. Trust the guidance your body and spirit are giving you. And watch as your discernment illuminates the truth, gently yet powerfully, in every interaction and decision you face. Chosen one, this is where divine wisdom asks you to step back. Not out of fear, not out of anger, but out of spiritual strategy. There is a presence in your life that may have caused tension, doubt, or confusion. And the path to understanding is not through confrontation, arguing, or demanding answers. The path is quiet, deliberate, and sacred. You are being guided to create distance, not to punish, but to allow the truth to reveal itself. Have you noticed how sometimes, when you stop forcing understanding, clarity seems to arrive on its own? That is no coincidence. That is heaven orchestrating space for revelation. Distance does not mean disconnection in the way you fear. It does not imply abandonment or rejection. It is simply a pause, a moment to observe without interference. When you are too close to a situation, emotions, attachments, and hopes can cloud perception. Your intuition may whisper, but it is drowned out by expectation or overthinking. Chosen one, have you felt moments when you were so entangled in someone's energy that you could not trust your own judgment? That is the moment distance becomes sacred. Space allows energy to settle, patterns to emerge, and your spirit to speak clearly again. When you step back, the behaviors that once seemed hidden will rise into visibility. Consistency, or the lack of it, becomes apparent. Actions that were once confusing now carry meaning. Words are tested by reality, and intentions are revealed through repetition, not promises. This is how truth always works. Chosen one, quietly, patiently, in a way that cannot be denied once you stop interfering. Do you notice how your body reacts when you are in the presence of someone aligned with your growth versus someone whose energy is misaligned? That is your divine compass, and distance sharpens it. God asks for this pause because He values your peace over your need for immediate answers. He values your clarity over your discomfort. Observing quietly is not weakness, it is strength, it is patience, it is trusting that the universe, your spirit, and your own intuition are more powerful than any impulsive reaction. Have you felt relief even in the quiet, when a pause allowed your heart to settle and your mind to see the patterns clearly? That is confirmation that distance is working as intended. Chosen one, notice what becomes obvious when you step back. The intentions, the energy, the alignment. What once demanded constant mental energy now reveals itself naturally. What once left you confused now carries clarity without effort. Distance is not punishment. Distance is protection. Distance is revelation. And through it, your spirit learns not to rely on explanation, but to trust evidence, patterns, and your own intuition. So ask yourself gently, what does my peace feel like when I step away? What emerges when I observe instead of react? Who remains consistent, and whose energy shifts under scrutiny? The answers are already present. They were always there. You only needed the space to see them. Stand in this sacred pause, chosen one. Let clarity rise naturally, like sunlight breaking through clouds. Let your energy settle. Let your spirit speak. And know this, distance is not loss. It is illumination. In this quiet observation, the truth will unfold, and you will see with certainty what serves your soul and what does not. Chosen one, this is where the message turns to a truth that may feel heavy at first, yet is profoundly liberating. If a relationship begins to fade, shift, or change in a way that feels uncomfortable, know this: it is not punishment, and it is not a reflection of your worth. This is divine orchestration, a sacred act of protection designed to preserve your energy, your clarity, and your alignment. Heaven does not remove what nourishes you. It only clears the space for what strengthens, uplifts, and serves your highest good. Have you felt a subtle retreat, a shift in connection, or a quiet distance forming, and wondered why? That is God's hand moving gently to safeguard your path. Letting go is not a loss, it is realignment. Often, the heart interprets separation as pain or failure, but the spirit knows differently. When something no longer contributes to your peace, when it begins to drain energy or cloud judgment, it is no longer meant to occupy your space. Divine guidance often appears in silence and subtle shifts, not dramatic events. Notice the feeling in your body when someone or something begins to move out of your life. Relief, a soft exhale, an unexpected calm. That is confirmation that letting go is protection.